This is going to be a quick video of the Haenel CR223. I want to compare it to my HK416 upper, as they're very similar guns. This was purchased from Arms Unlimited, and I received it last week. I think they were the first people to get them imported into the country. And from what I understand, Bnt is going to start importing these under their name. They're going to call it the Bnt 15. So I thought it was pretty cool that I was able to get an actual Haenel marked imported gun. Believe these are sold out now, but don't quote me on it. So very similar gun. Haenel's got a couple cool features here, especially with the handguard. It's got a quick detached lever here. You just push down on this little button, rotate about 180 degrees, and it just slides off. Unlike the 416, which I already loosened up, you either need to use the bolt head or a screwdriver, but I already have it loose, so you gotta unthread it. And it just pulls out and it slides off. So, as you can see, gas piston, very similar. This is an older HK416, and it does not have the vented gas block. The Haenel does come with a vented gas block, which is nice. It would have been even nicer if it was the adjustable one, but we didn't get it. So, but everything up here is very similar, almost identical. As you can see, it's got the heavier profile barrel that tapers. Does not have a bayonet lug like the 416 does, but that's what we got to work with, I guess. And another cool feature about the lower is you can put it on safe, semi, with the hammer forward, similar to the newer HK416s. Pretty cool looking lower, a little bit different. Got some cool profiles and everything. Now the bolt and carrier, it's got the spring-loaded bolt, just like an HK416. There's my fancy full auto transferable M16 lower. Well, it's not too fancy, but it's pretty cool. So the bolt and carrier are almost identical. I mean, Haenel pretty much copied it from HK. I mean, you got a couple discrepancies there, but you know, this one has the over the beach hole there for draining water or whatever. Haenel does not. And unfortunately, the Haenel does not have full auto carrier. They cut it back, so it will not work with my M16 unless I get that welded. But I mean, everything else is extremely similar. I mean, your firing pin safety latch is the same. You know, the bolts look the same. And in fact, I can take my 416 bolt and it will drop right into the Haenel upper. I don't know if I dare try to use it like that, but I mean, they're very close to being identical. I don't know if you can see it, but the machining on the Haenel is not quite as nice as the HK. You got some tooling marks in there, but I mean, all in all, it's a quality gun, but you know, you don't really see that kind of stuff in the HK. This one's well worn. It's a little bit dirty, but bolt faces look identical. The piston key, or whatever you call these, are pretty much the same. You know, a few differences, but I mean, it's pretty much the same freaking system. So see what else. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'll put it back together for you. Just like any other AR, pretty much. That spring-loaded bolt kind of makes the carrier come out easily. There we go. And obviously, I don't know if I said this before, but these were brought in as pistols. So you just get came in with just a buffer tube there, buffer tube extension, and I had this brace, so I threw it on there. I noticed the castle nut is not staked. I don't know why, but they didn't stake it. It's even got the plastic ejection port cover there, just like the HK416. So I mean, they're pretty much identical guns with a few, you know, cosmetic differences, basically. I mean, the biggest difference on the handguard, obviously, is the your locking mechanism, which is a pretty slick idea. So that just locks into place. And it came with Bnt Sites, which is interesting, but I guess that makes sense. If Bnt is going to be importing these, then I'm sure they're going to be including these sights. Another thing I thought was kind of interesting is I do have a HK416 clone lower with the authentic parts kit. This is one of the Brownells, BRN, whatever they are. And I just had it all remarked as HK and everything. But apparently these were just blanks, that leftover HK blanks they had milled out to pretty close to HK spec by a company in the US. But it's got the same grip as the new Haenel. It's the exact same thing. And this is like a 2006 or 2008 parts kit from a HK416, so it's weird they're still using that same grip. But there she is. Figured now's the time to buy something like this because it could be going away very soon, especially the imports. They're not cheap. I think MSRP was $3,500. Arms Unlimited was selling them for $3,000. So I jumped on it, and I'm pretty sure they're sold out now. But haven't even shot it yet. Should be fun. But biggest downer for me is it does not have a full auto carrier, so I cannot shoot it in full auto unless I try to somehow use my 416 bolt or have this one welded in the back, which I don't know if I want to do. So there you have it. Oh, and it shipped with a Gen 2 Pmag, so I assume it will work with a Gen 2 Pmag. unlike the 416s where you needed the Gen 3s. So that's something to think about, I guess. There you go. Haenel CR223. And one of these days I'll get it out to the range.